Jimmy Patsos, head coach of the Siena Saints, joining us in studio as he does almost every Tuesday. Coach Patsos, how we doing?
We're excited. Next week, we're going to Craig Allen's All-Star Liquors to do the show.
Oh, is that
Wednesday,
official?
I'm coming, I believe. I don't know. Does anybody tell anybody anything around here?
You're breaking news to all of us all the time.
They did ask us if we were if we could, and we're like, okay, booze and Patsos. All right, I don't see anything wrong with this. We can do it.
I'm going to be in the fish tank at the end, in the bottle.
I like this plan. It's not finding Nemo, it's finding Coach. There he is!
Jimmy Patsos, Siena Saints basketball coach. So next Wednesday, we're at All-Star Wine and Spirits. That's the thing?
That's what I'm hearing, yep.
All right, I'm in. Man, you got the scoop. Any other news?
I read, and then they give me stuff, memos, and
Anything
I do what I'm
else you
told.
wanna
John
break? Is there
Dargenio,
anything
my
else you
great
got?
boss, says, stay organized. Plan the work the plan. That was from Dennis Green.
All right, I'll write that down.
Plan the work, then work the plan.
Didn't he also say you play to win the game?
No. They are who we thought they were.
That's who he is.
Yeah.
They are who we thought we were.
When the Bears beat the Cardinals, Denny Green went, if you want to crown them, then crown them.
That's right.
They are who we thought they were.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, that's what he says. Yeah.
Jimmy played to win the game was Herm.
Yeah, it was Herm.
Yep.
Yeah, don't press in.
Yep.
What do we got on the local scene besides us, of course, which is big? I'm telling you, babe, you better come to that game tomorrow night. Hofstra, good team to watch. Joe Mahalik, great coach to get one of the great guards in the country. Wanye Green. Going to be exciting up and down game. Greg Manning's going to preview it before he leaves. And then, of course, we got Albany on Saturday night. 2 good games this week. I would come. Really exciting games, playing hard, our team, and up and down, and good energy. And then, of course, Albany, us, 10,000 people, big excitement, support downtown, go to the restaurants, then come to the game.
A lot of tickets still available? I mean,
there's tickets available, but the downstairs ones and all that are going, you know. I mean, I think there's a good deal for like $10 or $15 to get in, but it'll be a raucous atmosphere. We're trying to get 11,000, 12,000 in there, so.
Very nice. Siena men's basketball coach Jimmy Patsos with Armen and Levack. The Giants have dropped 4 games in the fourth quarter this year. Oh, you just held up the paper. You do carry the paper with you. Man, you are my papa.
It is. I like the New York Post. It's like nice business. I turn it over, and they're like, they have 7 replacements for Tom Coughlin.
Yeah, the New York Post today did a column on who's next for Tom Coughlin.
I like that because it's only a matter of time. I mean, and it's nothing against the coach.
Oh, he's a great coach. Great guy, too.
But let me ask you this, though. In the fourth quarter, when you've lost 4 fourth-quarter leads, when you're winning by 10 points or more, does the mentality sink into your players? Does it become a mental thing at some point where they're thinking, holy crap, how are we going to hold on to this? I mean, is that a thing with players?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's like the coach isn't talking about it, but it starts to creep in after a while.
How do you prevent that as a coach?
Situations. You just practice as many situations as you can and handle them. But the NFL is a little different than most sports. I mean, no lead safe with 2 minutes until there's like 2 minutes left. No lead is safe.
You saw that last night. The game stunk until 1:47 left.
Then it was like bang, bang, bang. And how about the Redskins lose? I mean, they cannot. I mean, God, they can't get out of their own way.
It's not a question of who wants to win the NFC least. It's who, like, all right, who doesn't want to lose?
Who's going to back
willing?
in? I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe
who's willing
Philadelphia
to take it
now after that win.
Even Dallas is alive.
I know. Oh, they were definitely alive after last night. But that's what's funny. What if Coughlin goes to the playoffs and wins a game? Then all this stuff's for nothing.
Yes, well, they got to win 4 in a row.
They do?
The Giants have to win 4 in a row to get the playoffs.
At least 3.
At least 3, most likely 4.
Right.
Really?
They're in if they win 4 in a row. They're in.
I thought they were all matched up, all of them.
They are. So if they win 4 in a row, that's 9 wins.
Yeah, they got the Eagles at the end of the year.
They have other division opponents, so it's hard for anybody else to win 4 if they win 4.
I got you.
So
okay, I got you. Okay, you're right.
So if they win 4 in a row, it's hard to fire Tom Coughlin, isn't it?
I would, yeah. We looked him up today. He's what, 68? It'll be 60.
69.
He's 69. Krzyzewski's 68.
Yeah.
There's something.
Hang on, so you fire him because he's old? What is his age?
No. I just wonder if he still wants how much longer he wants to coach.
That's the thing.
We played Coach K earlier, and Coach K's like, obviously he's going to go as long as he wants, but he looks great, and he's got a good team, and he's going to win. Then Brady says he wants to play for 8 years. These were just discussions we have at lunch. We were in at 6 o'clock this morning, lifting weights, doing film, and I'm not always an early guy, but we were. But it also gives you a lot of time. So we went to breakfast as a staff, and we were talking about Tom Coughlin because of that, Mike Krzyzewski because we played him earlier, Brady because he's interesting in the area, and he wants to play 10 more years, in other words, right?
Oh.
And so we were all saying, like, if you're Tom Coughlin, do you really want to still do it? I guess he does.
See, I'm not so sure. Like there's a story out there that he sold one of his Jersey houses.
He's got
2. I feel like Coughlin's kind of at that point, and he's sick of chuckleheads like Armen and I questioning his every move, and maybe he wants to go play with the grandkids at this point.
Yeah, he does have the grandkids sneaking, Coach. I don't know. Greg Manning's with me. He's over here distraught as what happened to the Falcons. He had them going to the Super Bowl in Week 6, and now I don't know if
I'm
they're
sure
making
there's
the
tickets
playoffs.
available. They can buy tickets. It'll be.
They can still go there.
Yeah.
Jimmy Patsos.
But anyways, we like to talk about NFL and other sports. So whether not that I digress, but I digress.
You don't have to digress.
What'd you digress to?
Nothing like football. We're supposed to be talking about basketball on my team.
No,
He's playing well.
No, hang on.
Right.
This is the Jimmy Patsos Show, brought to you by All Star Wine and Spirits. When you, obviously, your profession is coaching college basketball, but you are an entertaining figure. You don't leave the basketball court and all day just talk about basketball. You talk about current events. You walk around with your 1840s newspaper from the New York Post. You talk about the future of Tom Coughlin. You drop names like Brian Cashman on our ass every 5 minutes. You are Jimmy Patsos, the entertainer. We talk about the current stuff along with Siena because they're great. They're local. They're awesome. They're your basketball program, and you guys are going to do really well this year.
We're battling away. No, I like that's a great segue.
So I'm just
but
letting
we
you
are
know.
going to talk about who the Yankees didn't sign. They won't let my boy Cashman sign anybody.
Wait. ESPN New York wrote a story about how Cashman has all the control, right, Levack?
Yeah, this is the most control he's ever had that Hal trusts him.
So are you breaking news again on me? This will be the fourth time in 9 minutes.
I don't know. They didn't sign anybody yet, did they?
No.
Yeah, but that's because they have a different philosophy.
I mean, they got the two guys coming off the books next year.
So
Right?
hang on.
Beltran and Rodriguez come off.
Gosh,
Right?
you're dropping bombs on me today, man. So, all right, so Hal Steinbrenner tells Cashman, hey, our philosophy is we are not going to do big-time deals. You're not going to be doing this, and this. Is that?
I mean, I don't
how
know.
we
It's
should believe
$200
it?
million. I heard it was the $200 million rule. They don't want to go over $200 million unless they can trade somebody. Unless they can. I mean, I think they really like Gardner, but they can't move Ellsbury. It would appear to me. They're going to have to play Rife Snyder. I mean, why don't you just sign the guy from the Mets at second base? You just take Murphy. You give him a little discount for staying home. He doesn't have to move. I would have signed him. Short porch in right field. What do I know? But I would have signed Murphy. No?
No, I'm not.
The Mets, you mean?
No, the Yankees should have.
No.
Because they need a second baseman. Well, Stephen Drew, even with Scott Boras as an agent, hitting 165 doesn't really compel me to turn on the Yankees games. So I think second base, Murphy can hit homers right there. You got to add one player, I think, but they're not going to do it.
This is the Jimmy Patsos Show, baby, brought to you by All Star Wine and Spirits. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. It's exactly what I'm talking about. Jose Fernandez is out there to trade for the Miami Marlins. Your boy Cash would have to give up 2 to 3 prime players
Right.
and 2 to 3 prospects. Is that something that the Yankees should be looking at this point?
I don't think the prospect part they would give up. The players maybe, but not the prospects.
We had on Andrew Marchand yesterday of ESPN. Which was the prospect that he said that was worth giving up?
Well, he's talking about
Aaron Judge.
Yeah, Aaron Judge.
Sure.
Yeah, he said Aaron
Possibly
Judge.
Luis
would be up.
Severino, even though Severino's more of an established player, not a prospect at this point.
No, Severino, he was good.
Yeah,
Can't give up
so-
him. Can't give up the catcher.
We got Gary Sanchez now. He's destroying minor leagues right now. So, I mean, but that's the thing. If you can get this kid, and he's what they say he is, and then you've got a rotate. Let's say you keep Severino. You got Jose Fernandez, Luis Severino. Now Tanaka's your
I'll
third
get
guy.
Cashman on next time we're on. I think he's allowed to do this.
Yeah, let's do it. Actually, can you just promise us, and then we'll make you feel bad if you don't?
No, I want to ask him if he can come. He'll come on my radio. He comes on.
All right, cool. So next Wednesday, Brian Cashman's going to join us.
Has he
I
lost
need
the
2
creepy
weeks.
mustache yet from
Patsos
November?
guaranteed.
Oh, I know he was stealing walls, and then he was a homeless guy for a night. He did that 2 weeks ago. So because he has this really big charity he's involved with all these homeless kids, he gives them money. So hey, we beat Manhattan. The first text I got was Cashman. Way to go, good score. I'm coming to the game in January, and he's following the Saints.
Well, I mean, if he can sign some of your guys cheap to help, mess up the
Levon
lineup
Long
for
can
us.
probably throw at 90 and pitch right now. Levon was a pitcher, and Kenan LaRose played an Ogden. Kenan LaRose is going to play baseball this year at Siena. When our season ends, he's going to go out relief pitcher and a outfielder. His brother plays at Sacred Heart.
What's your feeling on two-sport guys when they're on your team? And
It's all right as long as it's just. I don't want them to play fall sports. If they want to play, if they want to play baseball, lacrosse, why not?
you're not worried about an injury in another sport?
In baseball, what's he going to get?
Just in general.
Tennis
Tommy
elbow?
John. I mean,
Right.
it happens to everybody.
Concussion.
Actually, he doesn't throw that hard.
Run into a chain link fence.
I have Nick Cunningham, who's a walk-on, but he's from West Jenny, and that's a big-time lacrosse place in Syracuse. And Kenan LaRose is doing great for us. He's starting to play more. He can score. He's really got an all-around game. But if you want, he went and met the baseball coach. If on March 15th after the MAC tournament when we win it, and then we go to the NCAA and we get back, if he wants to go play baseball for 6 weeks, go for it. Now remember, baseball goes until like the end of school's over April 30th, and baseball goes till like May 30th. So
Yeah.
I think June actually is when the College World Series is. So I wouldn't mind if he played. I like two sports. I don't like three, but I like two.
Siena men's basketball coach Jimmy Patsos with Armen and Levack 104.5. The team. Coach, on Saturday, you guys are playing Albany. Is that considered a rivalry?
Yes.
Okay. Coach, you guys play Hofstra tomorrow night. On Saturday, you got the Albany Cup against Albany. In regards to rivalries, what makes a rivalry? Definition of a rivalry is what?
I mean, I don't know. Like, even though the Mets and Yankees aren't in the same league, like us and Albany, but they're a rivalry, you know, now especially because they play interleague, but like their fans don't like each other, like our fans are not going to like each other. And Will and I get along, we seriously do. But I know it's a rivalry it's the best mid-major rival out there because we're the only one that gets 10,000 people at a game for a mid-major rival.
Yeah.
Like,
All right, we're fighting because I say Jets-Giants rivalry. He says because they don't play every year, they can't be a rival.
You're not a rivalry when you don't play each other
I
consistently.
know they didn't play every year.
No, in the regular season,
in the preseason, they play every year.
Preseason they play,
doesn't count.
but to me, that even fluffs it up even more because, I hate you in the preseason when we're trying to figure out if we have a third-string quarterback. It doesn't work that way.
Well, it depends, too. Who wants the rivalry? Like, at Maryland, we were like, our rival's Duke. But at Duke, they were like, no, Carolina's our rival. Not the Terps. It's Carolina, then it's NC State. But we wanted it to be Duke because it was our rival. Because we got the most people there. But really, University of Virginia is Maryland's rival. But we wanted it to be Duke. Like, you got to both. I think us and Albany are rivals because we want to be each other's rival.
Right.
We're not looking for anybody else to play. We do play every year. The schools are very different. You know, Albany's very lucky that Siena decided to play them 10 years ago. That whole Albany Cup started.
I like that you remind them that.
No,
Keep that in
I'm
mind.
being
Keep that in
honest.
mind.
No, I'm being honest because a lot of guys would have said, no, what do we have to gain? Like Georgetown was #1 in the country, and we were trying to get Maryland going. They're like, we're not going to play you. It can only hurt us. And then after a while, they played, then we beat them, and then they stopped. In other words, John D'Argenio and Father Kevin, when they were over at Siena, et cetera, they got this thing going, and it only helped the city. I mean, it helped everybody, but in other words, they were nice enough to play it because they had everything to lose and nothing to gain. Then as Albany became, went from Albany State to University of Albany, Will got them to the tournament. And this is prior to the 3 in a row. Hooley's just a great story. I really like that kid, but it's become one of the great games in the mid-major level. I'm serious. Like there's like Northern Iowa, Creighton, maybe Xavier, since he's bigger. That's bigger than us. That's now BCS level. At our level, nobody gets 10 or 11,000. And so Will and I are proud of that. And we talk about our wives get along, coaches versus cancer stuff. And we're going to go there next year. We're going to go 1 out of 3 years to his, which will limit it to 5,000, but it still makes it, you can't get in. But it's a great game, and it's good for the restaurants and the people. But yeah, we each want to. It's funny. We kind of root for each other's team because Lucius Jordan's on my staff who played at Albany. Other than when we play each other, but yet we're rivalries. So I don't know if that doesn't answer anything.
No, thanks for telling us for 3 minutes that it doesn't answer our rivalry. No, I'm just kidding. Jimmy Patsos show. Thanks.
But you do have to play every year. I do believe. I agree with you.
Right?
There.
Yeah. What's up? He didn't answer it. Woo! Good answer too. You guys play Hofstra
Greg
tomorrow
Manning
night.
going to talk about Hofstra.
In your opinion, any chance your players overlook Hofstra because they're about to play Albany?
No. You can't overlook anybody. This is a really good team. They're coming in trying to win. They've won 3 in a row. They're 6-2, and they beat some good teams. They beat Florida State earlier this year. They already beat Canisius, who's in our league. So they've got some really good wins. So you can't overlook anybody at this level.
Greg Manning, assistant coach for Siena men's basketball program. Now, the way that you guys scout teams is you assign an assistant coach for a team, correct?
Sure.
So did you scout Hofstra?
I did not scout Hofstra. Jordan Watson, our new assistant, actually scouted them. But we did a lot of them today before practice. We did some film on him, and then in practice as well, we went over him. But I've known, he's been in our league. Mahalik's been in Niagara. So I know what they kind of do and stuff. So, it's familiar. So, we got a good feel for what they want to do tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, go watch Siena play Hofstra at home. So let me ask you this, Greg Manning, assistant coach for Siena men's basketball program. Darrell Rivas has said when he's watching film, he looks for the receiver. If they have little ticks that they might do if the ball's coming their way. They might tug on the glove.
Sure.
They might kind of stretch their right knee, and just the right knee. And that tells him that, man, this route, QB's looking for the receiver.
Yep.
Do you see that in film? Like, oh man, when the guy on the wing gets his tugs on his jersey on the left, that's a little tick that he has when he's about to get the ball. Anything like that you actually see on film?
Yeah, sure. There's different sets. When guys are in certain positions, you know what they're going to run. If a guy's out on the wing and there's a pin down screen for him. You know what's coming the rest of the play and stuff like that. And then we try to focus on the personnel more so than the plays. You know, we want our guys to know what they do best. You know, if Wanye Green is coming off ball screens, he wants to drive it right or pull up behind the three. So you got to play him for his strengths and try to make him do what he doesn't want to do.
It looks like Hoffer scores a lot of points.
Yeah, very, very good offensive team. Joe Mihalick's a very good offensive coach. He did the same thing at Niagara. You know, they could score in bunches. They got a lot of guys that can score. They're not the deepest team in the world. They only play 7, 8 guys, but they can all fill it up. You know, he starts 4 transfers. So he's got some guys with some experience at other places. So he's got a really good team. So we got our hands full tomorrow night. But, you know, coming off a loss, I think our guys are ready, and they were energetic today in practice. We had a good practice. So I expect a good performance out of us tomorrow night.
When you watch film, how many hours total do you watch to scout a team?
I don't know how many hours it is, but you usually watch 3 or 4 games or prior 3 or 4 games and then some clips and stuff like that.
But when you watch a game, you're going like rewind, stop,
Absolutely.
rewind,
It takes a while.
stop.
It takes a while.
Yeah.
One game take an hour or two. So
you take notes throughout?
Yep.
Are you a
always
good note
taking
taker, or do you hate taking notes?
I like taking notes.
Patsos said you're a good note taker.
You remember what you write down. I tell them that's why all the players, they don't write anything down, so they don't remember anything.
All right, Greg Manning getting us ready for Hofstra tomorrow night. Go watch Siena basketball play.
So much more.
Big game. You want to know how big a game Albany is? Our friend Frankie Francois Miller is driving, and our friend's driving in from Iowa right now. He's on the road listening. He just passed Utica. Text us. Hello, Francois.
What's up, Francois?
Francois is driving here because he went to our Wisconsin game. Frankie's been a friend of mine forever, and he comes every year for the Albany game.
He's driving here to come get cannolis.
Yeah, well, actually, yes, that. Pizza,
I mean, that's the reason.
Chinese food.
Yeah.
He said the food's a little better out here.
Francois, baby. Come get some grub. Jimmy Patsos Show, sponsored by our friends at All-Star Wine and Spirits.
Oh, Craig's great. He sits courtside. Go help him out. And we got to go next Wednesday, and I'll support him. But he does a great thing for the community, and he does really right by Siena. He came on the Duke-Madison, Wisconsin trip with us. It was good.
Yeah,
trust me.
I heard about his preparations for that trip.
Yeah, we've heard great stories about Craig T. Allen on the trip that you guys took earlier in the season. Don't you worry about that.
The amazing thing about him is he finds stuff that I can't find anywhere else. Like,
first of all, I can't drink on the trips because, it's business. And then I'm doing all the scouting. Well, I'm Greg and them do the scouting.
Oh, he drinks on the trips? I would never think
No,
that.
I mean, he went to Duke, was a pretty exciting. But Madison, Wisconsin was a nice town. I don't know what Texas Tech was like, but Madison, Wisconsin was pretty good.
Jimmy Patsos, I bet it was, man. Those 2 games at the beginning of the year, how was your team?
I think it helped us.
Until
St. Peter's, I thought, St. Peter's is a good team, but we kind of laid an egg and didn't. I thought we brought it every game this year because of playing them. We started off, you're going to bring it against Duke, and then you just hit that level and you play at that level. Unfortunately, we finally hit the wall a little bit. St. Peter's is good, but we were a little tired. And I thought we played a little tired, and so we took Monday off, but now we're home. We got Wednesday home. We got Saturday against Albany, huge game. Me and Hooley have our side bet. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, he's a great kid. We were coaches versus cancer, and I like the Aussies anyways. I've been there, and obviously what happened to his mother, but was so sad. But yet created such a good feeling around the country for him.
Right.
And that's part of our, we're Siena, we're in Albany. It's good for everybody. When we win, it's good. I think when it's good when RPI and Union Hockey win, it's good for this. And the Devils, my neighbor's an AHL Devil, and they're on fire.
Yes, they are. Number 1 best start in the history of their franchise.
That's because Greg and I are. Who's our friend? Seth, the goalie? Scotty's the goalie. Yeah.
That's Scotty's the goalie. Friends with Seth.
No, he is Scotty, and then Roman's the defenseman. Right. And we met all these guys. They're good.
All right. They are good.
They're fun games, too. He doesn't have room to remember more stuff. He's got plays and players.
Jimmy Patsos Show, sponsored by All-Star Wine and Spirits. You want to take a call?
We'll take any calls they want.
Alex, make it good, man. Alex and Clifton Farg on the Leo line. Go ahead, Alex.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Yo, baby.
Just wanted to first off say, Jimmy, I'm a huge fan. Of course, I'll be at these next couple games. I've talked with you a few times, and keep doing what you're doing. I just want to ask you guys, maybe Greg will have insight too. What the heck did you guys do with Javion this offseason? He's a different player. What it reminds me of, he still has a bit of a way to go, is the jump that Rossiter took between his freshman and sophomore years, coming from being a timid kid, deer in the headlights, to just he looks so confident, and I love whatever you guys did with him, and the hard work that he put in.
Alex, thanks, man. Of course, Javion Ogunjimi, the Troy native, and he transferred, and now he's back this year for you guys.
Yeah, he came back. He missed it, and BU's a great school.
So what'd you do to him? How's he so much better?
He's gotten better because he's smart. Greg and I'll tell you, he's a really smart kid. Javion, I always say he's going to be mayor of Troy. Javion Ogunjimi's really smart, and he's big, and he's talented. He just kind of put it all together. He started working a little harder. He's got some face-up game. He had a good high school coach, Rich Hurley, who he goes and works out with him in the summer, but he just keeps getting better and better because he puts the time in. But he's intelligent, like he knows where to put himself in the court and knows how to stay out of foul trouble, and he knows when an angle's going to be open for him. He's like, throw it over here to my left hand. Like he's very cerebral kind of guy. So we're lucky, and we're very lucky to have him back. I was really glad Javion came back, and he's been a great addition. Really, he's turned into he's the third captain with Brett and Marquise Wright. Like when we decide what we're going to do and who's going to play or where we're going to go eat or anything, Javion's in there because at first we didn't know if he was going to play. So I asked Javion, like, what do you think we should run? What plays should we run? He's actually the most vocal in what we should do basketball-wise.
You seem more upbeat and more confident this year.
Happier with the team. I like the guys on the team. They're fun to be around, and they play hard. They compete. Look, we played poorly against St. Peter's, and they played well. We only lost by 4 because at least we competed. At least we fought back.
Siena men's basketball program 5-4 overall, undefeated at home, and they're putting that to the test tomorrow night